Well, what I want to talk about today is an issue of marine plastics occurrence status, and responses of marine plastics in Korea, microplastics, and lastly, talk about suggestions and future research in Korea. So, the scope of marine litter is expanding from marine life to marine ecosystem, and it is also expanding from coastal area to neighboring countries. And because of that, it is having adverse effect on the ecology and environment, threatens human health and safety, and decreases social and aesthetic values, and cause economic loss, and sometimes cause conflicts between countries. So in the past, marine waste management focused on preventing land waste from entering the sea. However, as time went by, the use of plastic is increasing dramatically. And because there's an inefficient management of resources, we are seeing this plastic going into the ocean continuously. And by 2025, the amount of plastic garbage in the ocean will amount to 250 million tons. And by 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in the ocean. And the damages done by plastic is continuously increasing. And if you calculate it into GDP as of 2012, that will be about 54.4 billion won. And according to the UN estimate, the damage is as much as 13 billion won. Microplastic can be found in plankton, finfish, and marine mammals. And in the US and Europe and in Asia, microplastic is found in tap water as well. And the commercial salt, you can also find microplastics there, especially the salt from ocean has more microplastics compared to rock salt and lake salt. So microplastic is not only polluting our ecosystem but also threatens human health. And this is an estimate of plastic garbage going into the ocean from 192 countries. China produces 8 million tons. That's followed by Indonesia, the Philippines, and Vietnam in terms of marine plastic garbage. And for Korea, 140,000 tons of litter goes into the ocean, and 90,000 ton is land-based, and 50,000 ton is from the ocean. And it is estimated that we have about 148,000 tons of marine litter, and on the shoreline, 28,000 sunken garbage, 115,000 and floating garbage, 57 million tons. According to the Marine Litter Information System, can you move backward, please? Just one more time. According to the Marine Litter Information System, the amount that's collected is 84,000 tons annually, and it cost about $50,000. And 65% of them are shoreline garbage, and 30% sunken garbage, and 6% floating garbage. And in 2019, it was estimated to be 108,000 tons. And this is the third National Marine Litter Management Plan of Korea. And goal is to strengthen the management of marine litter at each stage and switch to a scientific and prevention-oriented management plan. In order to do this, we need to prevent it from happening by managing it well and reducing blind spots and coming up with infrastructures and strengthening management for processing and recycling and adopting life cycle management for the marine litter. Based on such strategy, we are planning to collect 28% more of the garbage by 2023 and reduce the existing garbage by 33%. And this slide is about the microplastic in the ocean. There are two types of microplastic, primary and secondary. So primary is the one that is 5 millimeters less than 5 millimeters, and that was produced that way. For example, the microbeads in toothpaste or facial wash. But the secondary microplastic is the one that's degraded from the large plastic. And these are the examples of the plastics that are found in Korea. And this shows the characteristics of microplastics in Korea. And it is actually found across the world, and 8 million tons of microplastics are going into the ocean. And it is causing a tremendous damage on the animals and it is especially damaging to the growth and habitat of the life. And because it's because it's a high compound, so it sticks well to the body. So it is causing a lot of health problems to human. And this shows the route of how microplastic goes into the ocean. First would be the atmosphere and river and the agricultural channels, and when the garbages are transported and during the marine activity. And it can actually affect human as we are at the top of the food chain. And this shows how microplastics are analyzed. So first we sample the water from ocean, and then we do the pre-treatment, and we do the density separation, and using the instrumental analysis, we do the mapping, and we do the profiling and library matching and record the result. The microplastic research in Korea began in 2012 by the KIOST, KIOST, and the development of technology for evaluating coastal environmental pollution by microplastics were main content of the product. So basically, it analyzed the trend of the microplastic pollution and also came up with the roadmap to address this issue. And as a national R&D project, there was a study on environmental risk by marine microplastics done by KIOST. So the main content is development of microplastic pollutions and biological impact assessment technology and evaluation of microplastics contamination and inflow in marine environment and development and movement evaluation of microplastic diffusion model and evaluation of microplastic impact on marine organism. And we also conduct the monitoring project as well, starting from this year. And our organization, KOEM, is implementing this project. And this shows the microplastic status in Korea. And there are 50 points that we monitor once or twice a year. And we look into the type and size and shape of this microplastic. And next, we do the monitoring and assessment of micropollution and microplastic risk verification and assessment and etc. And we need to legalize the monitoring of the microplastic, and we need to conduct the assessment on the microplastic and its impact on human health, and we need to establish an effective system to effectively manage the microplastic from the production to its usage. And even before we take these measures, we would have to reduce the use of plastic. And lastly, in order to reduce marine litter, there needs multilateral efforts, and scientists will have to accumulate scientific data. Indians say that this earth is not inherited from the predecessor. It is borrowed from our next generation. I think it's something to think about. Thank you very much.